Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Hey, if you're new here or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and helping us feed a hungry hippo. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Today we are doing a what sold on eBay. We're looking at March 18th through March 31st. So basically the last half of March. I pulled out all the highlights. I have pulled out every single plush sale, because I love to talk about plush. And I pulled out a lot of highlights from the last couple of weeks, whether it's BOLO items that you should be on the lookout for while you're outsourcing, or just to give you an idea of all the bread and butter brands that we move through here. Most of them come from thread-up boxes, and they are brands that I think a lot of people would pass over or redonate. We go ahead and list them, and we sell them all the time. And then also a lot of the stuff that we've been clearancing. If you haven't heard, or if you're new, at the beginning of the year in January, we decided that any of our items that were from 2022 or older, we were going to start clearancing. I did a whole entire video talking about why and how. I'll link that at the end. If you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it. But it is a good idea to get rid of your stale items. If you are a heavy volume seller like us, and you sell a lot of clothing, a lot of plush, a lot of bread and butter items, you're going to end up with items that are going to be a couple years old. It just is. There are some resellers out there who will tell you you shouldn't have anything over a couple months old or a year old. That just doesn't work with clothing sellers. It just doesn't work with volume sellers. If you've ever purchased one of our guides, we have a clothing guide, a jeans guide, and a plush guide. They've all been updated for 2024 and are available for sale in the description box if you're interested. I only bring them up, though, to let you know that Keith and I do a lot of research for those guides. We figure out the average sale price, the average shipping price, the average cost, the average sell-through rate on hundreds and hundreds of brands and types of clothing, men's, women's, used, and new, and we put them all in a nice spreadsheet, and then we color code for speed. Hardly anything in the clothing world anymore is fast. Most clothing is oversaturated. There's hundreds of items, and you can make a viable living with a bread and butter volume-based business. We're proof in the pudding. I have lots of friends who do really, really well with this exact same business model. But my point is, you're going to have a lot of items. If you're a volume seller and you have 4,000 listed items, you probably need a garage or a basement where you can keep 4,000 items and sell like 20 a day. But a lot of your items are going to sit for years. That sell-through rate that we put on our guides is very slow for a lot of brands and a lot of types of items. Especially with plush, they're very long tail, and they can take 2 or 3 years to sell because you're waiting for that one person who's looking for that specific plush. So it doesn't freak me out when I have old stuff or when I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff by design. In fact, our goal this year is to get to 5,000 active listings on eBay. We are at 3,600. Go us. We're hoping to get through this by June so I can bring my focus back around to social media and content creation. You probably have noticed these what sold videos have been coming out every 2 weeks or so. I've been doing less videos, maybe only a couple a week, whereas I used to do one a day. I haven't really been active on social media. It's because I've put that on the back burner. It's not a priority while we're trying to get to that 5,000 goal. But we have a lot of items. We're volume sellers. I expect it. I expect to have items that are a couple of years old. It just is with this business model. Anyone that's telling you different doesn't have this business model. I'm not saying they're wrong. If you have high-end stuff, if you have electronic stuff with high sell-through rates, if you have very low volume, you're going to be looking at a different situation. So anyone that's telling you you shouldn't have this many items, you shouldn't have anything stale, you shouldn't have anything over a couple of months, check out what they're selling and what their business model is, because it's probably not mine. But I'm here to tell you, if you have a volume-based business, if you sell a lot of bread and butter items, if you sell a lot of clothes or plush that are just your run-of-the-mill clothing, nothing exciting, you're going to have stuff that gets old and you want to clearance it out. Okay, that was all said just to preface this video, because I'm going to show you a lot of our clearance stuff is selling. And I said this before in another video. This tells me a couple of things. Not that my prices are too high. because I don't race to the bottom. I price stuff at market value. So if Miss Me jeans sell for $40, my Miss Me jeans are always going to be listed for $40. Miss Me jeans that go up in 2024 are going up for $30 plus 10 shipping, period. However, Miss Me jeans from 2021, I'll put up for $30 plus that 10 shipping, knock it down 50% to try to get rid of the stale stuff, and I may sell them for $15 plus that 10 shipping. I didn't race to the bottom. I didn't contribute to the problem. I didn't help lower the overall value of Miss Me jeans. I just ran a sale on mine. But it tells me when all these clearance items start selling, one, some of my items may have been sizes or styles that aren't as coveted or sought after. You can have two exact pairs of jeans from one brand and just have a different style or different size, and you can sell one at full price within days of listing it, and one may take months or years. It just depends on what sizes and styles and things like that. But it also tells me that maybe people don't have a lot of money right now. We all know what's going on in the economy. If you have stepped foot in a grocery store in the last, in this year, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people don't have discretionary funds right now. And when we're marking these items on clearance and 50% off, a lot of them are selling. So that tells me people still want these items. They just don't have the discretionary money to spend on them. They're still desirable. People just can't afford them. And tax season's coming. People are going to be starting to get their returns. So I would rather sell stuff half off that's old. Maybe somebody will buy 2 or 3. They get their tax returns. They now have, let's say, $100 to spend on themselves for clothes. Maybe they'll buy 4 pairs of jeans that you have on sale rather than just 1 or 2. I hope all of this makes sense. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments, like I always say, and I'll be happy to help anyone or answer your questions. Again, I will link that video to pop up at the end of this one that talks more in depth about running clearances and getting rid of stale items. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sales from the last couple of weeks of March. We'll start with the plush because it's my favorite. And I always include my Build-A-Bear clothes because they're plush. They're clothes for plush. They count, right? Last year around Thanksgiving, I bought a bulk purchase, a huge box, tons of Build-A-Bear clothing and accessories from another reseller that I met in the community. The first week or two, we sold enough of these items that the box was paid for, and anything that's left is now just pure profit. So I am letting things go for a little bit less than I normally would, knowing what I know about the economy and knowing that I've already paid for that lot and I'm just making profit now. I also know that we make a little bit of money on shipping. Remember, free shipping isn't free. So if you have Miss Me jeans, we'll use those as an example again. They're $40 jeans. Whether you sell them 40 free ship, 30 10 ship, 32 8 ship, 28 12 ship, their value is $40, period. We now charge shipping for a variety of reasons. If you're interested in hearing them, I could make another video for you. But like this has $5 shipping on it. It probably only costs right around $4 to ship. So you're going to make a little bit of money. But this was something I had up for $10, but it went on our 30% off. We run 30% off on the weekends and holidays just to run a little sale. But this would have been something that I would have put up for $15 free ship back in the day before we started charging shipping. So you make the same amount of money. You're going to make a little bit on shipping. I let this go for $7. It's a Build-A-Bear winter hood cape. So this probably came with more accessories, maybe boots, maybe something else. But I only had the cape, which is super cute. Super cute. It has ear holes. Have I ever told you guys how cute I think ear and tail holes are in bear clothes and doll clothes? There's like holes for their little ears and their little tails. It does something to me. It's just so cute. Okay, next we have a Care Bear Baby Hugs. So first things first, you can see she's missing her nose. Poor baby. She is missing her nose. And she is vintage, but she is missing her nose, and she's not one of the real sought after. So there's a Baby Hugs and a Baby Tugs, which is the blue version. They both have a diaper on. They're both little baby Care Bears. There's a blue and a pink. Like I said, they're vintage. I have sold certain versions of them for over $30. Just depends on what brand you have and what version. So make sure you Google image these Care Bears when you get them. There's been a lot of, I'll call them reprints of these of Care Bears in general. So you just want to Google image it real quick and make sure you're looking up the right one. And then if you have damage, just disclose it. Somebody bought her. They may be sewing a new nose on her. I don't know. But we just disclose the damage and take that into account when we price them. So we took $6.12 plus $5.50 shipping. And this was, again, the 30% weekend sale. Here we have a vintage 1970s Dakin Hippo hand puppet. Y'all, I was so tempted to keep this. But really, what am I going to do with a Hippo hand puppet? I guess I could have done videos with it and had it talk and stuff. But it was from the 70s. It's vintage. I knew somebody out there needed this or wanted it. So it sold for $15 plus $5 shipping. Really cute. This is what the vintage tags look like. I've talked about this on here before. They're going to look like they're folded in half. A lot of the vintage tags are like one really long rectangle that's just them folded and attached to the plush. It's not like a back and front. And this one has the year 1977 on it. I don't put 1977 in the title. I think it's too specific. If somebody's looking for vintage items, they're usually looking for a decade. They're looking for the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s, not a specific year. So I'll put the decade in the title. If this was 84, I would have put 80s. If it was 93, I would have put 90s. I put the decade in the title, and then I will put the specific year in the item specifics and in the description. Boyd's Bears. These are hit or miss. I've had Boyd's Bears that are worth a lot of money, and I've had some that are just poop. This guy is probably part of the poop parade. I took $6.18 for him. He was with $5.50 shipping, and he was something I got out of a bulk buy. Here's some more Build-A-Bear clothes. I'm going to show you two. This little cute sundress with these little shoes, and this pink dress with these pink shoes. I did sit and create these outfits out of that bulk buy that I had. I just matched stuff up that looked good together and made little outfits. One buyer sent me an offer of $7.50 on each of these, and then she paid $5.50 shipping on each one. So I took her $7.50 offer. So it was $15 for each set with the dress and the shoes, and then another $11 for shipping. We have a Build-A-Bear. This is Velvet Hugs. This is one of the cutest Build-A-Bears out there. Velvet Hugs. I mean, he's just really soft and smooth and has the cutest little face I've ever seen on a little bear. Look at him. He sold for $14 plus $6 shipping. Cartoon Network. This is Jake from Adventure Time. He has wraparound hands, so they're actually Velcro, but you can't use the word Velcro in your listing or you will get hit with a VRO. Do not use Velcro. If you have like tennis shoes or purses, you can use the term hook and loop. With plushies, I'll use wraparound or sticky hands, something like that. He sold for $25 plus $5 shipping. And a Kohl's Cares Lucy. So the thing with Kohl's Cares, they make a lot of characters from children's literature, like children's books. And then they also make a lot of these Peanuts characters and Clifford. I mean, he's a book too. Some of them are worth a lot of money and some are bread and butter and some are kind of lower end, like Lucy here. If you're not into the volume game and you don't want a lot of inventory or filler items, I would suggest comping them before you source them. If the price is right, and by that I mean $2 or less, or they come in a wholesale lot, I like all Kohl's Cares. The Dr. Seuss ones are good. A lot of them will move more quickly than typical plush, but they still don't sell for a lot. But I like a fast return as well as a good return. So $6.19 plus $7 shipping is what Lucy sold for. And keep in mind, our cost of goods is pretty low too. It's right around $1 to $2, depending on what lot we got. So we are 10 timesing, 15, 20 timesing in some instances our money very quickly. So Here's Why Am I Wanna Bet a Butt jeans. Wanna Bet a Butt. This is an example of something that will sell very quickly, but for bread and butter prices. So if you can find these for $1 or $2, you're going to get a very quick return on your investment and make a decent profit. Not a lot of money, but these are not going to sit around for very long. The Wanna Bet a Butts always come in junior sizes, and they usually ship ground, and they usually ship fast. These sold for $12 on a best offer plus 7 shipping. This came in a thread up. So this brand was new to me, and I'm not sure if it comped this high because of the brand or because it was a denim coat. I didn't really look into it too much. I just comped the denim coat. I guess I should have looked up other things in this brand. Make myself a note, because this may be a brand I want to look for in jeans as well. But this denim coat had like the accent panels here in the pockets and the cuffs. It was a longer trench coat type denim coat, and it did sell on a best offer of $34 plus 10 shipping. Here's one of our clearance items. You can see right here, 50% off. So Democracy Absolution jeans are absolutely a bolo, and they usually sell pretty quickly for me. They usually start their life out around, I want to say $35, $40. But this could be an instance, these were size 2, and that's just why they sat around, like I talked about at the beginning. Some sizes are just going to sit around. So these sold for $10 best offer plus 7 shipping. And I just wanted to get it out the door because it was older. Here's some just regular Levi's. There's Levi's are their own thing. These are 721s, but there's Levi's that can sell for a lot of money, and there's some that are bread and butter. You just have to do your research and figure out what's what. These sold for $13 plus 7 shipping. These are Page Hollywood. Page is one of those brands too that I really like and I will source on purpose. I start them out around $35, so like $25 plus 10 shipping. And these ones sat around long enough that they went on the clearance. It could be the size. It could be the bell-bottom flare. It could be this one little tear. Who knows? But they did sell for $14.06 plus 10 shipping. Chico's So Slimming. So I avoid Chico's if I'm outsourcing in the wild. I don't pick Chico's up unless it's the So Slimming or the So Lifting. And sometimes I'll look at their blouses and their denim tops and stuff. And if it's really wild, I'll grab it for 99 cents. But the So Slimming and the So Lifting do well. Just keep in mind, Chico's does do vanity sizing. So you want to go on Google and pull up the Chico's size chart. I put the Chico's size in the title because that's typically what a buyer is looking for. If they are a loyal Chico's customer, they're probably looking for their vanity size because they know what it is. But then in the item specifics, I put the equivalent of the US size. So if someone's just looking for size 10 jeans, they might come across these as well. And then in the description, I put both. And you can get the standard US size from the Chico's sizing chart on their website that I mentioned. You can just Google it. So these sold for $12 plus 7 shipping. Next up, we have Talbots. I avoid Talbots anymore, really. If they come to me in a bulk or a thread up, fine, I'll list them, but I don't really source them anymore. These are the signature boot. They're size 12. That's not even that great of a size. So these did go on the 50% off just to get rid of them. And then I took a best offer on top of that for $8.50 plus 10 shipping. These are Faith jeans. These were new to me, a new to me brand. I found in a thread up at one time, and then I found a whole slew of them, like almost a whole rack at the Salvation Army at one point. And I just picked them all up because they were 99 cents, and I had done well with the ones from thread up. So they're solid bread and butter. You can see this is a size 12 as well. Not that great of a size. They sell for 10 plus 10 shipping, so around $20. But they're solid bread and butter. They definitely have people who like this brand. They have a following. customer base. Earl Jean, poop, 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 poop. Don't source this. Do not source this brand. These came in a thread up and they were shorts, which makes them different than full length jeans, right? I got 20 bucks for these, 10 plus 10 shipping. I couldn't get that much for Earl full length regular jeans. Like, they're just poop. You could probably get like 14 or 12. They're just not worth sourcing. The shorts are different though. I would source these. I've told you guys before, if I go to a thrift store and they have 99-cent day, I will go to the jeans rack and everything that's 99 cents, I don't care about the brand, size, anything. I just pull them all. Because you see, jean shorts are their own entity. They're just different. Cut from the cloth. Again, this is a decent brand that I still look for and I still really like. These are a size 6. That may explain why these sat long enough to go to the clearance. But they did sell for $11.50 plus 10 shipping. And they were on the 50% off. Nine West, a brand I don't like to sell. I don't source it. I don't look for it on purpose. It comes in a thread up. It gets listed. I sold them for 20, 10 plus 10, size 12. So that just shows you, everything you get in your thread ups, everything you get in your bulk buys, pinch every penny of profit that you can. You've already paid one price all in for all of your items in the box, plus your shipping. It came right to your door, so you never had to leave or spend time out of the house. List everything you can. If it's viable and it's not damaged, list it. Get that profit. There's going to be a couple of items in every box that sell and pay for everything, and then everything else is just icing on the cake. And this is a poop brand I would personally never source, but I still managed to make like $10 profit on it. Levi's $5.15. I took a best offer of $15.15 plus the 10 shipping. And these were also a clearance item. These are plus size 16 and they're Levi 5.15 boot cut. Really don't know how these sat for so long, but they did. It happens. Clothing can be very oversaturated on eBay. Here's some Miss Me's that I had to lower. Speaking of, I used these as the example in the beginning. I usually start Miss Me's around 25 plus 10 shipping. These were 50% off. So they sold for $15.62 plus 10 shipping. These, I say cello. I hope I'm saying it correct. These came in a thread up. I probably would never source this brand. It's pretty poop. These were new with tags. Again, they came in a thread up, so they were getting listed. But they did end up on the 50% off sale. They sold for $18.74 plus 10 shipping. Speaking of shorts, these are H&M Divided. This is a poop brand. It used to not. Maybe some people still like it or consider it bread and butter. I consider H&M Divided poop anymore. I don't source it on purpose. And I didn't source these either. These came out of a thread up. And these actually sold within a week of being listed for the $9 plus 7 shipping. So $16 for a poop brand within a week. I mean, I love jean shorts. I cannot express to you how much. I wanted to show you this. If you watched my Final Friday video last week, you already saw this shirt. I just briefly touched upon it here real quick. I got it because it was 99 cents. New with tags. A men's 5XL. And it's in a uniform shirt. So it had a lot going for it. The cost was great. Cost of goods for 99 cents is always good. I always grab men's shirts that are size 3XL or larger. This is new with tags and it's a uniform. So those are all things that I look for all the time. It's just a generic brand, but it did sell for $28 plus 7 shipping. So that's $35 all in. Adriana Goldschmied. I love this brand. These are green. You guys just saw these probably about a month ago in a thread up because I remember saying that I wanted to get them listed right away, not only because they're a good brand, but because they were green and I was hoping they would sell for St. Patrick's Day. They sold after St. Patrick's Day, clearly, because this video we're looking at May 18th through the end of, or March. Did I say May? We're looking at March 18th through March 31st. And the 18th is the day after St. Patrick's Day. But they still sold relatively quickly. They're Adriana Goldschmied. They're the Isabel. They're size 28. They are green. They sold for $25 plus 10 shipping. And I just wanted to show you this exciting comic book. This was one of the very first ones we listed, and it sold for $25 plus $5.50 shipping. We have been selling a handful of comic books on eBay, a lot of just bread and butter ones. They're doing really well on Mercari. We're still kind of testing the waters with these. If you want to do a lot of something, if you want to do volume, if you want to do a new category, typically 500 to 700 active listings of something is when you're going to see if it's going to be worth your time. If you can go out and find comic books that are really sought after and sell for thousands of dollars, and you can keep that sustainability up and find the couple every week, and that's what you want to build your business on, okay? But we don't find those. We buy these in bulk. We get wholesale boxes of these and get tons of bread and butter. And once in a while, we find really great ones, just like with the thread up and the plush boxes and the jewelry, everything that we do in volume. I always thought it was right around 500 active listings of a new category or a new item would tell you if it's going to be worth selling. I talked with a lot of my other reseller friends, both in person at my eBay monthly meetup group we have here in Pittsburgh, and then also in listing parties and just on social media. And actually everyone else's general consensus is more like 700. So we're getting to that. They're starting to sell regularly, and we're pushing in on 700 active comics. So this may be something viable. But if we get to 700 active comic book listings and there's not enough selling to justify us to continue buying them, it won't be something we continue with. And if you're wondering about the jewelry, I believe I only have like 300, to be honest. Jewelry just hasn't been something that's getting listed. It's not getting listed as quickly as jeans and comics and plush, I should say. It is getting listed. So I have 236. So I do these myself. I do all the photos and I build the listings and I push them out on the platforms that we sell on. Keith doesn't want to do the jewelry, and that was something we agreed upon in the beginning. He said, I'm not touching it. So I do all the jewelry. He does all the comics and the electronics, and then we both kind of work on plush and jeans. And unfortunately, for the jewelry, I have way more plush and jeans to get through around here, and it's also something that Keith will do. So if I'm sitting here having a photo day, I'll spend 8 hours photographing plush and jeans because I know that's something he'll build and list. If I sit here and do a ton of jewelry, he's got nothing to work on unless he comes up and does photos. It's this whole mess. But the jewelry is getting up slowly but surely. Lots of cute stuff. Look at these. Do you remember these from the unboxing? So I am through all of the jewelry here as far as photographing what you guys have seen. I did just buy a 15-pound box of jewelry from Whistlepig on Etsy. I'm going to put her link down below. If you hadn't heard, I buy all of my jewelry bulk boxes from Whistlepig Market on Etsy, and she has graciously created a code HIPPO, HIPPO, for any of my viewers to use at checkout for 20% off a purchase. I hope to unbox my newest 15-pound box on this channel in the next coming weeks. We have a lot of jeans and plush coming through here that we're trying to get through, and life is all about priorities and balancing your work that in a way that works for you. And what works for Keith and I is to not have jewelry at the forefront. But I think when we get to the 5,000 listing goal and I'm working more on social media, I can do a little bit more jewelry, because we're not, right now we're trying to list like 2 to 3 times as much as we're selling to grow quickly. We're doing that hard push. But once you get to where you want to be, for us, it's 5,000. If it's 2,000 for you, or 200. When you get to where you need to be, you're not doing that hard push. You're not in growth mode. You're in maintain mode. So whatever you're selling is what you're listing, just to maintain that number, and life's a little bit easier. All right, guys. Like I said at the beginning, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments. I do answer everybody. And join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Until next time, go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thank you for watching. You guys are the best. Bye.